Our nation's shame.
He had tears in his eyes and I held his hand and I said, "Are you okay?"
Laid bare over more than 2 years of horror testimony.
There would have been 6 nurses all hanging off him. There was a lot of yelling and screaming, and Dad saw me and he got an arm free and grabbed hold of my arm and said, "How would you like it?"
Not enough staff, not enough training. Physical and sexual abuse, patients over-medicated and undernourished, daily traumas and humiliations.
He only had a singlet on. It was quite cold that day and it was all wet with saliva at the front.
The regulatory and complaint system completely broken.
The current system is at best a national embarrassment and at worst a national disgrace.
Among the 148 recommendations from the Royal Commissioners, 3.5 hours of direct care per resident per day, clearing the home care waiting list by the end of the year, stopping GPs prescribing antipsychotics, a star rating system so families can compare nursing homes, and a new Aged Care Act. The timeline?
A 5-year roadmap. Ambitious, challenging, but achievable.
Exactly how many of the recommendations will be adopted and how much it will cost won't be revealed until budget time. In the meantime, there's some quick cash.
Some $450 million immediately in initiatives that we'll be proceeding with. But there will be more.
And short-term measures.
We will commence the process of 1,500 extra audits of facilities per year, regulation to ensure further protection against chemical and physical restraint.
A small start in what will be a long road ahead.
This is complex stuff. They need to go through it carefully. But it's a pretty short time between now and the 11th of May. They need to deliver by the budget a really significant response. You can't slip away and say you'll deal with it later. Tell us when.
Well, Ian Henschke is the Chief Advocate for National Seniors Australia and he joins us now. Ian, seeing that vision there, it is so upsetting and it is unacceptable. You wanted this Royal Commission. Did it do what you'd hoped?
Well, I think it's shone a spotlight on a very sad and sorry part of Australian society. And I think that now that the Health Minister has said he's going to tear up the Aged Care Act, now that's a pretty powerful statement from Health Minister Hunt, and start again. And I think many people are saying, well, it's about time. And after 20 inquiries, as we've said, people that watch this show regularly know that it's been 20 inquiries in 20 years. Well, this is crunch time.
The Prime Minister, Ian, was forced today to put a figure on how many people he thinks in the industry are acting accordingly, the way they should. He said 40% could be doing the wrong thing. And there's a figure tonight of $15 billion that could be put on having to fix it. Government after government pushed this back. Do you have some hope now?
Oh, look, I've got hope because I know that politics is about people. It's also about policies. And if we think about the numbers, about 850,000 Australians get some form of home care. Then you've actually got 250,000 in care. You've got 360,000 working in aged care, and then you've got all their families. So when you add all that up, that's enough to win or lose an election on.
But it also points to the cost of it. You know, to the reform that's involved in this. We heard that $15 billion figure that the Prime Minister sort of floated there. Do you think that's about right? Like, it's a lot of money, but is it enough when you're talking about the level that we're dealing with here?
I don't know that we should be focusing so much on the billions, because if you kept more people in their own homes and supported the carers who often don't get any support at all, you might find that it doesn't cost as much. If you focus on the money too much, I think you could actually have a mistake, because what we know is that it's actually about getting it right and how that money's spent. You want value for the taxpayer and you want value for the person. Under the previous Act, when they gave people money, let's just say it was $100, 80% of it had to be spent on care and you had to account for that. Well, under the Aged Care Act that we've got since 1997, the money is actually not as adequately focused on the care. So it's a question of what you do. And I think that Greg Hunt is going to have to look very carefully at making sure that if they put billions of dollars extra in, that he knows exactly whether that money is going to be spent directly on care.
But Ian, those at-home care packages, the waiting list keeps getting longer, mate.
Well, it's true. The waiting list when the Royal Commission began, now let's think about this, there were 128,000 people on the, I think I spoke on the project about 2 years ago, there was 128,000 people on the home care list then, it's now 100,000. So it actually has come down, but the people that are waiting are dying while they're waiting. I mean, it used to be 16,000, I think, died in 1 year, and it's got down to about 12,000 dying in 1 year. So it's sort of gone from worse to bad, but it's still unacceptable. And what this Royal Commission has done is actually put an end to what they call rationing of care. It's now going to be a recommendation of the Royal Commission that every person who needs care in their home should get that care in a timely manner, and that's within a month, and they want that list fixed by the end of the year.
Well, a step in the right direction today, Ian. Thank you for everything you do, and thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you very much for covering it.
One step, long way to go. Break time, see you soon.
With so much content online, it's sometimes hard to keep up with it all. And let's face it, who has the time? The Project YouTube has you covered with the stories that matter. Hit subscribe for a daily list of the news that you need to know.